Hello everyone, Nev here, and I have finally the Wild Unknown Archetypes. Yeah, and this was a gift from Aquamarine 18. I always forget the number. So this was from them, and I got this in the mail I think at the end of January. So I've definitely used this quite a bit. And of course, we all know that the Archetypes deck, reaching over here, comes in a big box like this. It's got a whole sleeve in here, and then you open this up, and there's another box in there that's actually it's circular, the box that goes in here. But I have this out because I've actually already made a bag for this. So I'm really excited about it, but I don't want to share it on camera yet because later this month I will have a video going over all the bags I've created in the past month. So yeah, so stay tuned for that, but I don't want to spoil it. So yeah, and I was gonna make the bag big enough to hold the box that this sits in, the circular box, but it was just a little too big for the bag. I mean, I could have tried to make the bag bigger, but I didn't, and it fits the cards perfectly, just fine, but it doesn't really fit the cards plus the box. So there we go. Yeah, and this is out of order because I have been using it. So yeah, I think I'll look through the guidebook a little bit when I'm done. I'm just going to kind of really quickly flip through this deck. Of course, it's circular, so it goes every which way, you know. There is ways to read this with, you know, the different directions, and these are kind of sticking together. There we go. With the different directions on how it's placed. And I don't think I'll do that, at least not yet. Maybe sometime in the future, but I don't really think I want to read directionally. So I'll kind of just be pulling them and then orienting them straight, which sounds odd. But anyway, yeah, so I really love Kim Kranz's art style here. And you know, I've never really fully connected with the Wild Unknown Tarot. Yeah, I think I'm more inclined to use it now than when I first got it, like years and years ago. Probably like a decade plus ago. I don't know when that deck came out, but it was a really, really long time ago, and I got it. I have like a first edition, I think. But anyway, yeah, and I don't know why, but I never like really connected with it. But when I got the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit deck, I love that one, and I think it's because it's the image of the animal with just the keyword, and I have found that style fits what I kind of like with Oracle decks. So yeah. Yeah, in general, I think I kind of like the more simple keywords on the cards, and then using an intuition to kind of come up with it. Of course, this deck is a little bit different, but yeah, but it's kind of got its own sort of theme, so it makes sense on why it might deviate from that. But yeah, the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit has actually is one of my favorite Oracle decks. I really enjoy it. Yeah, and this one, of course, takes a more archetypes approach. I mean, I guess technically the animal spirit could be seen as archetypes. Depends on how you use it. Yeah, but I don't know. I like Kim Kranz's work a lot. I love the artwork. Yeah, this is beautiful. The Mentor, I love it. And I like the line work with the pops of color, and it makes it easy to pull out those colors in other decks. And I think in general, these decks tend to meld well with other decks, pair well with them. So it's one of those, you know, I like to, when I really like a certain artist's work, I really get into that Pokemon mindset of gotta have them all, you know, gotta collect them all, with a particular artist's work. Like I'm like that with James R. Eads' work. So I have all of the green glyphs, and I have the Prismavisions and the Cosmovisions. I don't have the purple one. I don't remember what they call that one, but I didn't really care for that one, so I never really got it. But I do like the Prisma and Cosma. Oh, there are 2 cards that are just a little... There we go. All right, the Unseen. I like that. Yeah, so I have his work, and like there's a few other artists that I tend to gravitate towards, so I like to collect all of their stuff. Now I love MJ Cullinane's stuff, but I don't like all of it. So I don't get into that gotta collect them all kind of mindset with their work. But I do have lots of their decks. So and I just checked their website, and because I was looking to see if the Unfinished Business was still available, because I think I want that, and it's on my wish list. That I did a wish list video. Oh, see, these are stuck. There we go. They're not like sticking. They're just not sliding, if that makes sense. But yeah, I have my wish list video up. Oops, there we go, and that's on the list, the Unfinished Business, and I just went to go like see if it's still available, and it's all sold out. So that's kind of a bummer, and I hope it restocks sometime. But yeah, anyway, but yeah, there's other decks by MJ Cullinane that I'm not really all that into, and that's fine. But I just definitely for some reason, even though I don't fully connect with the tarot. And I really want all of Kim Kranz's stuff, you know? And yeah. The Crone. The Judge. Ooh, that's interesting. So I'm just kind of doing a flip through of this. I can't remember how many cards there are, but there's a ton. There's a ton of cards. And I'm not totally sure how I want to use this deck, but... I have used it a little bit. I mean, I've used it how I use all my oracles, where I have used just a middle card as the oracle, and the 2 tarot or whatever other deck I'm using on the other side, on either side. And, you know, that worked fine, and I liked it. So, ooh, I really like this box, this one here. Is there another one? Oh, no, it's fine. Yeah, I really like that one. It kind of, you know what it makes me think of, and this is funny because it's one of the decks that I'm going to pair with this, but it makes me think of the labyrinth things in Zelda Breath of the Wild. Yeah, that's what it kind of makes me think of. And of course, obviously the first deck I'm going to pair with this is the Zelda Tarot, which I already know goes well with it. But yeah, the Zelda Tarot just goes well with all of Kim Kranz's stuff. So I quite like that. But anyway, all right, we're getting near the end. So... And I know this deck has been shown lots of times on YouTube, so I probably didn't need to do this little walkthrough of the deck, but, you know, I guess I just wanted to chat a little bit and before I pull out some of the other decks. All right, almost there. Agape or agape? Is it agape or agape? Is it agape? Like the word agape, or like I feel like there's a plant or something called agape, but okay, the one, I like that one too. The Village. I'm getting really close to the end here. Oh. Now the decks that I pulled out to pair with this, I only pulled out tarot. I could have pulled out some oracle decks too, but I didn't. I just very quickly went in my ritual room because it's freezing in there, and just grabbed a few decks. You know, so and they were all tarot, but I could have also tried to pair this with, say, the Citadel deck and the deck of emblems. That could have gone well, you know, because those are both kind of archetype decks, so they could play off of each other. That might be kind of neat, and I might do that in the future sometime. All right, Gnosis as the last one. That's a cool one to end on. So, It's obviously a little, you know, different to shuffle. I think I did try to riffle because it's a circular shape, and I went with, you know, I really wanted the larger one instead of the pocket one. I was tempted by the pocket one, and I know people love that one, but honestly, for this particular deck, I really just wanted the big cards. And one of the purposes I think I might use this one for is for like altar cards. And that works for that, or spell cards. You know, and the mini ones could have worked for spell cards too, especially for smaller candles, putting it on the bottom. But I just, whoops, hello, I just threw it over my hands. I just really wanted the large ones, you know? All right, so it's definitely a overhand shuffle kind of deck. Of course. All right. So, and so the book is very nice. You know, of course, it's got all the pages with information about the cards, and I'll just flip to one of them. And it does have information all around the side. So it's got the general, you know, write up for the card. This is the shapeshifter. Looks like some keywords are the trickster, the elusive, the formless, and then there's a general interpretation of the card. Then down here it says, when light, vibrant, adaptive, humorous. When dark, charlatan, people-pleasing, trickery. And then go deeper, Cindy Sherman. I don't know what that means. I'm sure it describes it in the beginning, though. And then it's got stuff on the sides, and I bet this is more having to do with the orientation of the card. So maybe that even connects with that as well. But right here it says, the ultimate shapeshifter works undercover in service of the brighter good. The diminished shapeshifter, God, why am I having a hard time with that word? Becomes a people pleaser. Then over here it says the shapeshifter is related to the mask. Notice if these cards come up together in one reading. Ooh, that's kind of cool. If so, you are in the realm of heavy theater, illusion, possible deception. So that's actually pretty neat. And it does have little simple, like little drawings here on the sides, like a little butterfly and a turtle. And it looks like there are different ones. Oh, and there's also a snake and a fish. So these are probably related to it as well. So there's lots of layers to this deck. And then, so in the using cards, well, actually, I'm going to go a little bit in the beginning part here just to see what we have. Awakening the archetypes. I think it's talking about the different sections of the cards, because they are separated into kind of sections. Mine are all mixed together, but and then using the cards. So you can use it as an archetypal study, use it as divination or image inspiration. Of course, you can use it for whatever you want, but so follow the image. This seems kind of cool. Yeah, one card spread. Step one, pull a card, riff off that card, amplify it, reflect back, and keep going. I like the information that it's giving this. It's very workable for people who are maybe new to oracle cards, or yeah. So summon the divine. This is kind of a 3-card thing. Root, heart, and crown. So like chakras there. I like that. I do really like this. I didn't really do a deep dive of this book on my own. I just kind of flipped through, but I like this, the who, where, with what, and why. And this feels very much kind of like the like what we might use for like the Citadel deck, or other sort of decks that incorporate that RPG kind of style, or story creation. So a 4-card spread, and it looks like it's separating it into 4 piles, which I really like this. I might do something like this at some point. And then I feel like what I would do further, I would pull who, where, with what, and why, and then pulling like tarot cards to expand upon that, maybe? I don't know. All right, so this is the Axis Mundi and the Heroine's Journey. The call, the threshold, the ordeal, the boon, the return. Yeah. Card rotation, of course. And final thoughts. All right. There we go. So, yeah, let's flip this over and I will pull out some decks to pair with this. So of course, first up, I want to use my Zelda Tarot. I could have, you know, this will be the next one. This is the Wild Unknown Tarot, and it will be the next one. But I have found that I really love this Zelda Tarot with Kim Kranz's work. So, yeah, I'm going to pull this one out. Oops, bumping the camera. Sorry about that. All right, so let's do here and here. Oh, and there is definitely a big stack of, let's do this. Let's go like that. Put those off to the side there. Yeah, so I kind of love this. Sorry about the light. I should probably adjust that. All right, there we go. Closed some of the curtain a little bit. All right, so we've got Death and the Four of Wands. Yeah, I think it's Four of Wands. Yeah, the Death and the Four of Wands with the dead end in the middle. Like, wow. Wow, that is definitely the end of some sturdiness in a situation. Wow. Okay, so the mirror in between the King of Wands and the Nine of Swords. Interesting. And of course, you know, I'm going to have to keep rotating these. Or I could just, you know, not even bother. I mean, we can see what they look like. So the Mother in between the Eight of Rupees and the Ten of Wands. Wow. You know, it's a lot of hard work to be a mother. You know? And that's definitely what we're seeing here. I just, you know, I really love the way these cards just look next to each other. I'm just reaching over. So we have the Sustainer, yeah. The Sustainer between the Page of Coins and the High Priestess. I will do a couple more because I do have quite a few to go through here. Oh, here we go. The Stone between the Six of Cups and what is this? Is it? Oh, it's the Two of Wands. I think so. I think that's the Two of Wands or the Three. I can't quite tell if that's the Three or the Two. All right. Well, anyway. Yeah, and then one thing we can do is we can find the commonalities between this. Like, I really see that circle here. And then, I mean, we get the flowers here that, you know, are made up of, like, 5 different triangles. And then we got the Triforce right there. I mean, that looks, the Triforce really connects. Let's do one more. All right. And we have the Pilgrim in between the Six of Rupees and the Lovers. Oh. All right. Some, like, support or give and take, like a symbiotic relationship with someone representing the Pilgrim, perhaps. All right. I like it. So, of course, I love the way this looks. It's definitely a winner for me, like the Zelda Tarot matching with Kim Kranz's work. So, yeah. All right. I will pull out the next one now. So I just realized as I was putting it away that I shared the bag for the Zelda Tarot. So I just spoiled that. Well, I don't know if I will edit that out or not. Probably not. But yeah, so maybe you got spoiled on what the Zelda bag looks like. Because I totally forgot that that's going to be one of the ones that I feature in that video. So surprise. But here we go. All right, so we have the Wild Unknown Tarot here, which, of course, is meant to sort of go together with the other Kim Kranz stuff. So, you know, I'm not going to spend too long on this, but of course, it looks fantastic. Yeah. All right, let's do the next one. And of course, because of the style of, it's a similar style. There may be colors that sort of connect that we can pull out. Oops. And connect that way. Oh, wow. Look at this. These are cool together. We've got Death and the Nine of Pentacles. with the underworld in between. This kind of makes me think of like being buried with your luxury, you know, like the luxurious things, or it makes me think of like, you know, rich people in the, you know, in ancient times, you know, being buried with all their riches and stuff. That's kind of what this makes me think of. But then it rots away. So it's like, what was the point of that? Like, you can't take this with you into the underworld. So it's kind of this fruitless venture. And I don't know. That's kind of how I read that. So that was actually pretty good. All right, and then a couple more here. Does look good. Dog's over here. She says hi. She's getting on the couch right near me. All right. Her name is a Shoulder. My dog is named after... Here, I'll show her real quick. Hi, Bubby. We named her after a character from Doctor Who. The character that Maisie Williams plays with the 12th Doctor. Yeah, we named her after that character. All right, and that's pretty cool. So the Nine of Wands with this is almost like a persistence almost. Yeah, because the Nine of Wands is kind of that wounded warrior. I get knocked down, but I get up again sort of energy, you know. And so there is a persistence to it, and that's how it's depicted here. And then we have the World over here, and it's like this persistence is worth it. Yeah. All right. So let's move on to the next one. So the next one is pretty cool. This is actually the Golden University. I almost said university. Golden Universal tarot deck, and this is such an old bag that these are. There we go. Yeah, this is like a really old bag that I've made like probably 12 years ago or something. But anyway, the Golden Universal. It's probably my most traditional deck. My most traditional RWS deck. It's like really flimsy cardstock because it's like that. It's Los Scarabeo, and it's their old cardstock from, you know, obviously more than a decade ago that is really flimsy, and it's very sparkly. Let me see if I can move up a little bit here, and which the sparkles aren't fully, like, I'll have to tilt the card so you can see, but I mean, I guess it films okay. So it's probably my most traditional RWS deck that I have, and I almost never use it, but I thought the energies and the colors could really go with this deck, and I think it does. And it is funny, we have we have the Empress and the Emperor. No, the King of Swords and the Queen of Pentacles. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, I thought this was like but she's holding a pentacle, so, and then he's holding a sword, so of course it's, you know, Los Scarabeo just has the symbol for a lot of the cards instead of you know, the names on them. So that's kind of where I was like, what? But that's actually pretty cool with the kiss in the middle. That's funny. Okay, so what do we think of this? They're just adjusting that shade again. So what do we think of this? It does look pretty cool together. I mean, like I said, this is a deck I almost never use, so I'm not really looking at the card meanings themselves right now. I'm just kind of looking at the aesthetics. I guess I could look at the card. So we got the Three of Wands with the Eight of Swords and Apocalypsis in the middle here. Interesting. Of course, I don't fully know what every single one of these cards mean. We've got the heart between the Ace of Pentacles and the this is Justice. Ace of Pentacles and Justice. Interesting. It's like going with the heart. It's will bring a sense of justice and opportunity. That's maybe how I would read that. I don't know. Of course, it completely depends on the context of the reading. We got the ring, which could be a commitment, and we got a commitment right there. Okay, I feel like with this one, I might read this as there was an upset, but you know, especially with the 2 cups upright, we got the 2 cups over here. I feel like, you know, instead of focusing on what was lost in whatever situation is going on here, we do need to pay attention to the 2 upright cups, because that's where the commitment lies. That's where we're gonna find what we need to do. So I kind of like the way that one turned out. That's pretty good. Okay, and one more. All right, so we got the nectar, ooh, with the Fool and the 8 of Wands. Interesting. All right, so that was the Golden Universal. I'm sorry if that was not fully on camera there. All right, so I'm going to switch to the next deck. So the next one I pulled out is actually the Rain Shadow Tarot, and I don't have a bag for this yet. I do have fabric for it, and it was going to be one of the bags that I created and had for us. Yeah, I think I haven't fully committed on what I want to do for it, because of course I want it to match the other decks in this series. And this is another one of my gotta collect them all sort of creators. But I thought this combination might look cool with the archetypes here. Mostly because of the texture of the cards. And we got the Nectar with the Fool again. That's kind of funny. So, here we go. So, the Starborn, oh, with the Moon over here, that's interesting, and the 10 of Swords. These colors look really nice together. I think this does go pretty well. Because I wasn't sure how this would look. You know, I think I gravitate more toward the decks with a lot of black or bold colors, whereas this doesn't really have bold colors, but it does have, like, I don't know how to describe it. It's very earthy, of course, but the texture kind of goes with this pretty well. And I think it does help that there's this white border between separating this from this, you know? I don't know. Let's see. And I'm just going to pull out a few more. Ooh, the Hunter between the Ace of Cups and the Devil. And that almost like looks like a hunter almost. Interesting. All right, let's do one more. And let me, oops, I just tossed that across the room. Let me know what you guys think of these combinations down below. So Anima Mundi, of course, between the 3 of Cups and the 3 of Pentacles. All right. Like, it's like I have mixed feelings about this. Like, I like it. And it works surprisingly well. Like, as far as aesthetics go, I do like the way it looks. I'm just not sure the messages are quite coming through for me. I especially like it when it's the cards that have more bluey colors, because whoop, hello. The Rain Shadow is kind of bluey. It's kind of got this grayish blue tone to it that I think goes well with the bluer cards in this deck. I think it goes less well with, say, the black cards, but I mean, there is a bit more black-ish in these ones, so maybe. All right, I like it. I just, you know, I keep going back and forth, but from like really liking the way it looks, but then like there's something that's not quite clicking with it. You know what I mean? There's something not quite clicking. But I think I'll experiment it with it later. It's not a, like, oh, this was a total bust. I do like it. It's just, there's something missing. So, all right, I got 2 more decks to pair with it. Okay, I thought I'd give this one a chance. This is my Pulp Tarot. Yeah, I think it's because of the bold colors. I also could have tried my Mars Power, though I do fear that Mars Power may be a bit too busy for this deck. But then again, the Zelda Tarot is very busy, and I kind of like the way those look. But I thought I'd give the Pulp Tarot a shot here, because there is a sort of energy. The Pulp Tarot feels like a very masculine deck for me. Yeah, it gives me very masculine vibes. And that's my association with this deck. And the archetypes here kind of gives me that feeling as well. So I thought maybe I could see how this looks. And so far, I like the way this looks. Queen of Pentacles and the Seven of Swords with Thanatos. Thanatos in the, of course I don't know what Thanatos means, but then we got the Temple with, let's see, the Emperor and the Queen of Cups. Okay, that's interesting. The Cave with the Seven of Cups and the Nine of Pentacles. Ooh, okay. I sort of got a jolt of meaning from this. So like, there's a lot to choose from. There's a lot of options to choose from, and we already have plenty. And this sort of makes me think of like constantly wanting more, pulls us deeper and deeper into that cave of a hole of nothingness, if that makes sense. That's kind of what I felt from this. So I like that. That seemed to work. And my copy of the Pulp Tarot is a bit misprint, and some of the cards, you can really see it here, some of the cards are off cut, and that's just, it's the way mine is. I haven't really seen anyone else's Pulp Tarot look like that, so obviously I just got a off copy, but that's okay. I've actually embraced it, but it's okay. And I do also like all three cards having that border around it. So we got the Mountain in between Justice and Judgment. Oh, okay. Okay, and I almost feel like we can't really move forward until we make that sort of judgment, make a judgment of some sort, make a decision, or, you know, decision isn't quite the right word, but we make that judgment and do what's right before we can move forward, because right now it's stuck. This is blocking our way right now. This situation is blocking our way, and we've got to carve a path by, you know, making a decision and doing what's right. So the meanings are kind of working for me. Something's kind of working for me with this. So the tear or the tear, the tear, because it's a teardrop. Okay, with the Five of Pentacles and the High Priestess. Yeah, I feel that. This is working for me. I am liking this. The riddle between the Six of Wands and the Tower, like success and failure is what I'm saying. And it's like the riddle. There would be more that I would want to. I almost feel like this deck is bringing out more questions than answers. I don't know if that makes sense, but I feel like, and this reading is if I got this reading, I would want to take note of it and then come back to it and do a reading on this reading. Does that make sense? Because we have success and failure, basically. We've got success and failure and the riddle in between, like trying to find meaning from this, and what is that success and what is that failure and what is the riddle. Yeah, okay. This went surprisingly well. Okay, so the final one I wanted to give a shot was the Goblins and Gardens, because I don't know. So like what I was saying with the whole thing about it being kind of like archetypes. Well, I mean, it is archetypes, but like, and I was thinking about how it might look cool, or it might be cool to do a sort of RPG kind of style thing with it, especially that spread that was in the book. I thought maybe we could also try the Goblins and Gardens, and the coloring of this also I feel like might go pretty well with this. So we've got the Hangman here, and the Lovers on the other side. Okay, so how do I like this? Is this too busy? We've got the box in the middle. I think I'm going to take off some of these. All right. The box in the middle. I'm sorry I'm not saying anything right now. I'm just kind of like observing for a moment. Yeah, let's see. Okay, so the Threshold Okay, and I like that we can look at the colors here. The threshold between the 3 of coins, okay, and the 5 of coins. So working together to build something sturdy, but you know, in the the threshold, something sturdy here. You know, the threshold is the beginning of something. You know, on the threshold of, and then we've got the 5 of coins here. But I think it's something that could take a while because we may feel that we're not making a whole lot of progress, or it might cost us more than we're putting into it. It might, the threshold might be a sort of Pandora's box, or I don't know. I'm just kind of riffing, just sort of making shit up here. The animal between the Ace of Wands and the King of Swords. Interesting. So I think the art, like, it does go pretty well. You know, because it's got, you know, the Goblins and Gardens is that mixture of garden photography with D&D line work. So, and then we're mixing it with the, you know, the art of this, which is colorful, but also black and white and a lot of line work. So the art styles actually do look pretty good together. And of course we can pull out similar colors and all that. Queen of Coins and 6 of Cups with the Eternal Child in the middle. That makes sense. I would see this as sort of a connection with one's mother or mother figure or parental figure, I guess. It doesn't have to be mother, of course. Yeah, some sort of connection with a paternal parent figure. Yeah, I could see that. And then we can look at the colors in that. So this is one of those maybe like combinations. Like it works, but I think I'm worried that it maybe feels like too much. And I do like all the yellow in here. It's definitely an element that I'm liking of this combination. The line work with the colors and connecting all the colors. We get the vow with the star and the Knight of Swords. Ooh, okay. So I like this. But I you know, the Zelda Tarot is still my favorite. All right, real quick, I thought I'd try the spread real quickly and in the book here. And obviously, I'm not going to do a thorough job reading it. I just kind of wanted to kind of get an idea of how it's going to feel. Of course, I didn't read this. You know, I just looked at the image and you know, and I went with you know what I'm doing here. So I'm sure they're doing something different. I just shuffled it real quick and split into 4 piles. So card 1 is Who, and we have Apocalypsis. I'm gonna have to look these up. The Where is the Womb. Oh, okay. The With What, and I bet there also has a way of separating these into the actual sections, because this makes sense for where, you know, but this maybe doesn't make sense for who. I don't know, but I just did my own thing here. So actually, let's do it on top of these so we can actually see these cards here. So we got the Who, Where, With What. We've got Agape. Interesting. And the Why. Now, of course, I do think I was supposed to separate this into the different sections so that they made more sense, but you know, I'm just doing whatever. So, and the Why is the Bardo. Okay, which I feel like is possibly one of the people cards, but yeah. So, I mean, even though I didn't do this exactly how I'm supposed to, I just wanted to kind of see how this would look, and maybe pulling out a few tarot cards to just kind of further that. Let's see. So the Who, if we got the 2 of rupees, that's pentacles. The Where, ooh, the 10 of swords. Ooh, okay. I don't like that for the Womb. let's do this one. Let's do the 4 of swords. Okay. Rest, you know, that makes a little bit of sense. With What? Agape, so something open. And then we've got the Queen of Wands. All right, interesting. And then finally, this is the Y, the Bardo, with, oh, that's funny. The Bard, and then I mean, I don't know if Bardo is different. I'm just kind of associating that with the word Bard, which is musical. And then we got the 10 of Cups here, which it has the musical birds on it from Zelda. So I don't know. That's actually pretty cool. I kind of like the way that looks. I don't know if maybe I would lay it like that, or, you know, maybe like that. All right, so that is it. That is the Wild Unknown Archetypes Oracle deck here. Thank you so much, Aquamarine, for sending this to me. I'm super happy with it. I've already had some fun with it. I really look forward to exploring this deck more. Thank you so much for watching, everyone, and I will see you later. Bye!